And I've also been practicing law since 1977. And I chose the path of doing entertainment law. And one of my famous clients that I've represented for 8 years has been Aretha Franklin, who I've got to know very well during my tenure. Her sisters, her brother, Cecil Franklin, was a friend of mine, taught me a lot about the entertainment business. One of the questions I asked Cecil was, what's the difference between Aretha's contracts and the local recording contracts? And he gave me some very wise advice. He says, Aretha's contract has more zeros in hers. And so that taught me quite a bit about entertainment law, meaning that whoever has the power can negotiate the concepts. And if you understand the concepts, you can negotiate the contract. And that's what he taught me. Learned quite a bit. And just to talk about Aretha, she was a very humble person and very soft-spoken and a kind person. And we got along very well. But my good friend Dwayne Parham has asked me to talk about our civic duty to vote. More than ever, in this election, it's very important. Our country is divided. We need to heal this country. And I think if we do it through the voting booth, we don't have to, our country doesn't have to be like a dictatorship like you see in the Latin American countries where they have coups. We don't do that here. We exchange power by the ballot box. What a great concept that our founding fathers has created. And so I've voted in every election. I've won some, I've lost some, and this election I will be voting, and I'll probably be voting absentee. And when I do that, I'm going to drop the ballot off directly to the Farmington Hills District Court area. That's where I vote at. Everybody could do that, or you could do absentee ballot if you want to. I think we're all going to be able to do that. So I'm really stressing that we get out there and vote. And it's so important. And then get involved, make your voice heard, but make your voice heard in a non-angry way so that you listen to other ideas, because other ideas may be good. If you're on the left, maybe some ideas on the right are good, and vice versa. But listen, and the way I say it in my office is that look at it as a classroom and discuss it, and look at the big picture, and how do we solve the problem that's in this big picture? Do we get angry with each other? Do we spew hate? No, that needs to stop, okay? And it's more important now than ever that we make our voice heard and we go to the election booth, press the ballot, and whatever. I have friends on all areas. I have Republican friends, I have independent friends, I have liberal friends. I don't have real radical friends here, and I don't have any radical friends here. But we all have really good discussions. And what I've learned is to keep an open mind. But we could do that, and that's what we need to get back to. So whoever wins the election, we need to get back to that principle of discourse and trying to resolve things, not with hate, but with discussion. We need to listen to everybody here. So when we hear people in the streets protesting, we need to listen to them. When we hear our politicians putting forth a view, we need to listen, but let's not do it in a hateful way. So that's why this is very important this time to get out there and vote. And tell them the Rock and Roll Lawyer sent you. And I'll see you in 4 years. I'll do this again next election. Take care.
And the reason I'm I worked with her in the late 60s and early 70s, recorded a couple of albums with her. I'm here, well, you already know that Aretha was a great activist and ambassador of the civil rights. I want to speak to you today. It's not but one word. Vote. I want you to go out and vote. Vote. Vote like your lives depend on it. Because actually, they really do. With God's grace and mercy, we can win this race. Right now, I'd like to introduce to you the background vocalists. We have Miss Lori Usury, and from the ladies of Detroit's own, the ladies, Dula Todd and Miss Phyllis Parham. And on organ we have Tarhan. Tarhan, don't kill me. Right now, we'd like to introduce you to Ms. Tammy.
You know, when I was a little girl, my father used to play gospel music 24/7. And he used to play Miss Aretha Franklin's Amazing Grace all the time. You know, that's my idol. And you know, I didn't realize just how much I was going to need his amazing grace. Just a few years ago, I got very sick. And they were going to put me out of my house. And I said, God, you can't let me put me out of my house. And he said, you know what? In a still small voice, he said, my amazing grace, my grace is sufficient. Y'all hear me? Don't tell me what God won't do. He will do it. He will do it. I'm a witness that he will do it. And I just want to say thank you for your amazing grace. Hallelujah! Y'all pray for me. The sounds
got to get your vote out and counted November 3rd, whether you do it by absentee, by early mail-in voting, or you appear at the polls themselves. My friends, nothing matters if you don't vote November 3rd. Make sure that you're at the poll and you bring plenty of souls with you, because if you don't vote, nothing else matters. All the protesting, all the clamoring, nothing you do matter if you fail to vote. There's never been a time in history where voting has been so important. This will impact generations to come, 3 and 4 generations deep. So make sure that your vote is counted on November 3rd.